This gorgeous little dog is Rusty. He looks pretty happy, full of life and ready to have some fun, yeah? But looks can be deceiving and Rusty is not quite as well as you might think. ARH surgical specialist Dr. Sarah Goldsmid is just about to perform surgery on Rusty and explains his condition.
So today we're having to do surgery on poor Rusty, who's a lovely Spoodle. He's about 11 years old. He has, over the last month, the owners noticed that he had just started coughing up some blood at night. Not very often, maybe 4 times in the last couple of weeks or so. And otherwise he was running around bright and happy, eating food, looking really good, but they were worried that this wasn't normal, which it wasn't. So he had some x-rays at the local vet and they were a bit suspicious something was going on. They put him on some antibiotics, and then I had a look at the x-rays and I was a bit worried that he had a lump in the back left lung lobe, which, as it turns out on CT, he does have a lump in his lung. But the good news is it's only in one lung, and the rest of his lung on the CT scan looks good. So the CT scan is much more sensitive than an x-ray, so we can see millimetre or less lesions that we wouldn't see on any other modality. So it's decided that surgery is the best option for him, so we're going in today to remove the lung with the lump and send it off for pathology, and hopefully it's something that we can remove completely and it doesn't come back. We might have to give him some drug therapy to try and slow the progress of it coming back if it looks like it might, but that all depends on what we find on the pathology. But I think his prognosis, at least for now, is actually pretty good. Alright, so incision. So we're just going into the chest now, splitting between ribs. Could I have a stapler? Can I have the 60? We use a stapler, surgical stapler, within the abdomen or in the thorax, so it's really good for removing lung lobes or liver lobes, or structures like that that have quite a vascular kind of component to them. The stapler basically throws out rows of staples that interlock with each other so that it stops bleeding from happening once you put that on. So after we do any surgery in the chest, it's really common for us to place a chest drain into the chest to allow us to drain any excess fluid or blood or air, any leakage that might occur, just to help with their breathing, to take away anything that might obstruct breathing. But often that doesn't need to stay in very long. We're not expecting ongoing bleeding or ongoing kind of leakage of air or anything, but it just helps for those first few hours particularly, and then we can remove it. There we go. Drain in. So the final histopathology for Rusty was a primary adenocarcinoma, so a tumour that arose from the lung in that location. That was that's the primary one. And we haven't got any secondaries that we know about, so that's a good thing for him. His prognosis is actually very good. Because it was quite large, we'll probably still recommend drug therapy, so chemotherapy, to help reduce the risk of it coming back. But his prognosis is pretty good. Hang on, I'll fix you up. Just a minute, fix you up. Yeah, you're happy. Yeah, you're okay.
And so after a few days in hospital, getting lots of TLC from everyone, Rusty was back home at last with Mum.